The National Council for Research on Women wants to spotlight 7 outstanding leaders who have recently stepped down from their positions as heads of NCRW member centers. These remarkable women have contributed to changing our lives in many ways and leave large legacies for their successors to build on.
Women have been able to work together globally and to build off of each other's experiences and knowledge because of the work of people like Susan Bailey, Geeta Rao Gupta, Charlotte Bunch. Women in leadership, it's what Mary Hartman has been doing, it's what Marie Wilson has been doing. It's the work that Joyce Roche has done to change the way we view girls. Enabling women to work at the grassroots, it's what Sarah Gould has been doing. If we hadn't had that work for the past 15 to 20 years, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And that's hugely important for people to know.
Geeta Rao Gupta headed up the International Center for Research on Women, where she worked to reduce HIV/AIDS in Africa and place women's rights on the global agenda.
I grew up in India, and as a young woman growing up there, the poverty and the inequality based on caste, based on income, but particularly based on gender, was just constantly in my face. You know, seeing that on a daily basis, I just knew at a very young age that that was what I was going to focus on, that I was going to do something about it, because by doing that you grow. I have grown professionally and personally, expanded my soul, I would say, because of my work.
At the Ms. Foundation, Sarah Gould spearheaded programs to help low-income women become more economically secure, including in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina.
It's wonderful for Ms. to be able to be a member of the National Council. We are not a research center, which is the Council's perhaps typical member, but we are an advocacy organization, and so it is really the joining of research and activism. We're looking at and continue to look at the stimulus money and wanting to make sure that that money really reached low-income women and women of color communities. So that worked, you know, this pairing of research, a research look at that, and an activist look. And yet the researchers needed to know what the women on the ground were doing to try to capture this money. And the women on the ground, as their stories get captured in research, oh my goodness, you know, then you become a part of history.
Founder of the Center for Women's Global Leadership at Rutgers, Charlotte Bunch is a legend in the human rights and anti-violence movements. She remembers a breakthrough at the Vienna Conference on Human Rights.
In Vienna, like all of a sudden we were in another zone. What we had been saying, and I had been giving speeches for 3 or 4 years saying these things, and was suddenly being taken up at another level. And there was just a sort of sense of, oh my goodness, we're there. It was thrilling. I mean, I look back on it now and I cannot even imagine. I think we believed in what we were doing, but we didn't have you can never have a plan for when the moment will come.
After 25 years heading the Wellesley Centers for Women, Susan McGee Bailey is remembered for advocating gender equitable education, women's rights, and parenting.
It was a wonderful thing to be able to help to create and be part of an environment where children were important, where people spoke of child care needs and the needs of children, to take this topic seriously, to have researchers and people speak both on their own academic work and their own personal experiences and how that influenced their lives and their approach to their work was something that was quite wonderful and very important, I think.
Marie Wilson is founder and president emeritus of the White House Project and co-architect of Take Our Daughters to Work Day. She's developed effective programs to build future women leaders.
When you have opportunities like we've had at the White House Project to really train 11,000 women in the last 5 years, train 11,000 women to lead, diverse women, you know, diverse women to lead in this country. And they are doing it, you know. I mean, they're running for the state legislature, they're leading the city council and tribal government, half are women of color, you know, great percentage under 35 young women. When you see them transformed by the idea that they too can take what they want to change and be a leader in it, it is really seductive work. I mean, because you see the possibility, that's hope.
While leading Girls Incorporated, Joyce Roche launched innovative programs to expand horizons for girls and make them agents of their own destinies.
During the 10 years there at Girls Inc., having more people know us and embracing who we are and what we are and the work that this incredible organization has done for so long, seeing that dial move a little bit. It's not where it needs to be, but I am hopeful that women and girls now realize that they have a right to be here. They have a right to pursue those opportunities. And I think companies are beginning to realize more and more that the talent does come in different kinds of packages. And we need them, absolutely.
Mary Hartman recently stepped down from the Institute for Women's Leadership. A revered teacher, scholar, and advocate for women, she connected research with the past, present, and future.
Once you've created a situation in which kids grow up seeing men and women who are competent decision makers, who are making a difference, then the world is going to change. And now it's happening all over the world. And why? We're creating because we need to. The jobs that are out there require education. And darn it, if we have to educate the girls, we're just going to go right ahead and do it because we need their work, we need their brains, we need what they have to offer and what we now know that they have to give.
As our feminist icons move on with their lives, they are being succeeded by a vibrant new wave of women's leadership that will work with NCRW and continue to collaborate and share information and strategies about the issues that matter most.
They're all coming with fresh perspectives, and they're all coming with agendas. There's a certain openness, but they all have a direction that they see for moving forward, and that's what's especially exciting about these new leaders.
It boils down to it won't change unless we're all from different places working together. It just won't change if you have a research project here and a research university there. But boy, if you get all the people who are doing women's research together and actually have them working through a national council and using that research conjointly, etc., then you got change. NCRW is that group. I think they're probably the most successful group in America in terms of bringing something that's so vital to the underpinnings of movements and the movement of women into one place and being able to choose from that vast array of research from all these different institutions and put it out, because everything needs to have some research base when you make movements.